Here we have for sale our 2018 on a 68 plate Mercedes Benz Citan. This is the extra long wheelbase. This is the 109 with a 1.5 CDI diesel engine with 90 brake horsepower, accompanied with a 5-speed manual gearbox. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Vito 109 of this age, but we'll also talk you through the condition of this particular example, seeing as it is currently available for sale at the time of recording. If you've ever watched any of my videos before, you'll know that I am very honest when it comes to appraising the condition of these vehicles. So if there is any marks or scratches or dents or anything like that that I can see, I will gladly point them out to you, so you've got all the information that I can provide. Looking then at the rear of the van, we can see that we've got rear barn doors. What I mean by that are two doors which open in that sort of fashion, and very conveniently we're in direct sunlight here. There's a little fly just on there. We're in direct sunlight here so we can have a really good look at the condition of these rear doors, and it must be said they are looking very, very nice indeed. The only thing that I can point out in terms of adverse condition here, there is two very small areas on the paintwork there of fading, and I believe this vehicle had in its previous life these sort of Battenberg stickers on the back, and as I say, there is two very small areas, just one there and one there, of fading in the paintwork on the rear doors. But as I say, that is very minor, and I can only really see that with it being right in the direct sunlight as it is. Looking at the rear bumper, there is a couple of little marks just down here on the rear bumper, but otherwise it's all looking in very good order, all consistent for its age and mileage. If we open up the rear barn doors, then we can start to have a look inside the back here, inside the load area. When you open up the rear doors, you'll see this little handle just here. If you give that handle a pull, you can then open the door right out to its 180-degree position, and you can do exactly the same with the other door as well. So you've got the little handle, give that a pull, and then you open the door right out there to 180 degrees. And this is when we can have a look then at the load area itself, and you can see here that it is fully ply lined in the back, and this is of course great to see because that protects the van from any outward dents or any cargo that is going to be placed in the back of here. And as you can see, it is in used condition, but as I say, it's certainly not battered by any stretch of the imagination. It's all, as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, very consistent with its age and mileage. One thing I note in here, plenty of tie-down points in the back here. So there's 4 going up each side on the floor. There's 2 on the side just over there. Obviously the same on the other side. And we've also got the factory-fitted bulkhead there as well, which of course can be removed if you wanted to. They are just bolted in around the outside. On the floor, there's a nice hard-wearing plastic floor on there, of course, to protect the metal underneath. And the great thing with having a plastic floor in a van like this is it's very easy to sweep out, or you can actually even remove these if you want to and give them a quick wash off if you were to spill anything there in the back. If we shut the rear barn doors, then we can continue then to go around the van and looking down the passenger side of the vehicle, and this is where we can use the reflections then in the side of the van there to have a look for any, again, adverse condition. The only thing that I can see here is a couple, I think there's 2 very minor little pin dents just there, but they are very, very minor, and I can only really see that getting down the side of the van. Otherwise, it's looking very clean and straight. You can always tell, as I mentioned at the very start of the video, this is an extra long wheelbase. You can always tell because it's got that little panel just there. So it's quite unusual to find one of these in the extra long wheelbase. We've had plenty of compacts and longs. To get one in an extra long is quite unusual, but that's the quickest way to tell if it is an extra long. If we open up one of the side loading doors, we have got twin side loading doors on an extra long. If we open up the side loading door, we can then have a look at the load area from this aspect. So you can see the condition here of the step, the floor, the ply lining of course from this angle as well. It's all looking very clean and tidy, and as I say, the bulkhead from this angle as well. And of course it's nice to find good metal bulkhead, stops any cargo coming through into the cab, and it gives you that great separation as well. So if you've got something rattling around in the back, it gives you sort of an area in the front which can be treated more as a car than a van, so it keeps dust out and that type of thing as well. Looking then inside the cab, opening up the passenger, so you can see the passenger door card there. is free from any marks. That's all looking really nice. Dashboard there as well. Take a good look at the condition there of the dashboard, the floor, and again the entrance here is all looking really nice. Passenger seat, no rips, tears, cigarette burns, anything like that on there. Doesn't smell like this has been a smoker's van as well. And we'll continue to go around the front of the van. So as I mentioned again at the start of the video, 1.5 CDI engine in this. So not only is it Euro 6, which means you can take this into the ultra low emission zone areas such as central London without having to pay the ultra low emission zone charge, but also these engines are fantastically fuel efficient. I was looking at the figures before doing the video. Combined MPG on this van, 60 miles per gallon. So absolutely fantastic on fuel, these engines. Looking then at the bonnet, it's all looking very nice. I usually like to say, sort of to cover ourselves, there's some stone chips on the bonnet, but I must say that's looking very, very clean and tidy. There may be the odd stone chip here or there, but I must say I'm struggling to find many here at the front of the van. It's looking really clean and tidy. We've also got front fog lights on here as well, and of course the steel wheels, the 15-inch steel wheels there. And then finally on the outside, looking down the driver's side here, and again looking for any marks or anything like that which I can show you. And again, there's kind of very similar to the other side, two tiny little pin dents just here around the handle. Otherwise, looking very clean indeed. Possibly a small little mark very low down on the sill there, which I'm sure we can improve that with a bit of touch-up pen. As I mentioned, twin side-loading doors on the extra long wheelbase. Super convenient, being able to access, of course, the load area from both sides, especially if you're doing sort of multi-drop deliveries, that type of thing. Just being able to access from both sides is an absolute godsend. Sometimes we see a lot of these on the Caddy Maxis that we sell a lot of, as they can be very convenient indeed. I've seen some very ingenious racking systems as well, which people have built. So you've got sort of access from both sides, so you can open the side loading door and be able to grab a toolbox in a rack from this side as well, which is great. If we, as I say, having a look then inside the cab here, opening up the driver's door. On top of the driver's door, we have electric windows and electric mirrors. And having a good look here, the condition of the driver's door card. A couple of little light marks and things like that around the handle, of course, as you would expect. Looking at the driver's seat, in fantastic order, the driver's seat. Again, no rips, tears or cigarette burns there. You have got some nice adjustability as well with the driver's seat. If I remove the mat here, we can have a look at the condition of the floor. So the floor is all looking spot on. There's no excessive wear or anything down there. And then if we jump in, we can then start to have a look at some of the spec inside here as well. So the vehicle is running at the moment, and that's where you can see the mileage at the bottom of the speedometer there, 47,388 miles. And as I mentioned, it's running. You can see that it's idling there. It's idling correctly. There's no warning lights or anything like that on the dashboard. If I turn the steering wheel over to the left-hand side, you can see we've got two stalks here. So you've got the main control, of course, on a Mercedes, controlling your wipers, your indicators, etc. And then above that, we've got this extra stalk here, and that is your cruise control. And if you want to, a speed limiter you can set on there. So really nice to see cruise control on a van, I feel. Looking then at the radio in the center, you can see that we have got Bluetooth phone connectivity here, and we've also got ports for a USB port and an AUX port just there as well. As I mentioned, 5-speed manual gearbox, fantastically fuel efficient, and you've got a couple of cup holders down here and some little storage bins as well, and a little 12-volt socket there also. And just to round it off, you've got some storage then above your head in the cab as well. So just to summarize, the Mercedes Citan. This is the extra long wheelbase, the 1.5 CDI engine, 90 brake horsepower, and of course it is Euro 6 as well. In terms of spec, you get things like cruise control, front fog lights, Bluetooth phone prep, twin side loading doors, ply lining, and of course, like all of our vans, it will be going right through our workshop before it leaves us as well, in fantastic condition for its age and mileage. If you'd like to inquire, please feel free to give us a call on either of the numbers listed there at the bottom of the sign. We can arrange finance on all of our vehicles, starting as low as 7.9% APR, so by all means get in touch If you'd like us to send you a quote, we can do that all remotely, no problem at all. We can also deliver our vans nationwide. We do a lot of delivery of our vehicles. Of course, with the video, we can give you, as I say, as much information as possible, as I mentioned near the start of the video, and as I say, point out any adverse condition, etc. So as I say, we do a lot of delivery, and again, by all means, get in touch with you about any queries there, and of course with any part exchange inquiries as well. Thank you very much for watching.